What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. Overall, this episode was great. My man, good stuff was... oh man, Frieza. Oh man, you could never trust this guy. Like, I will lie, this episode had me sweating for a bit about my man Gohan, but thankfully he's still in the tournament. He's still in there. Yeah, so before I actually jump right into the review, a couple things I want to talk. First off, actually, Toonami actually confirmed that a new show is going to be airing. Lupin the Third Part 5 is going to be airing sometime in May, which I was looking forward to because I watched Lupin the Third Part 4 when it aired on Toonami back in it was either last year or 2017. I ended up loving it. Watched a bit of Part 5 when it aired on the subs back in the fall of fall anime 2018, I think it was. 2018. Yeah, fall 2018. Watched a little bit of it. Ended up like what happened with Megalobox and all the other series where I couldn't end it, where I just college got in my way and I couldn't end up finishing the series. So I ended up just putting the series on hold. But thankfully, they're on Toonami. I'm going to be watching it and watching the rest of it. I think I left out. It was actually like the first arc. Was when I kind of stopped watching it. Like, so I think it was like past 12 episodes. I think, I don't know. I have to turn my mouth down. You guys may also know that it's actually currently the 30th anniversary of DBZ. At least it was 2 days ago. Of course, Toei did a whole post, and you had all the Dragon Ball English VAs coming out on Twitter and saying, voicing their support, being like, oh yeah, 20 years. Cara Edwards, the voice of Adele, she said that she answered an ad in the newspaper along with the voice of adult Gohan. That's how they ended up getting the jobs of Adele and adult Gohan. Sean Schimmel's, of course, saying, I'm glad I was to be a part of this masterpiece, and I'm like, come on, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Dragon Ball is anything but a masterpiece. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love me some Dragon Ball, but a masterpiece it is not. Of course, you had Sean Schimmel, Monica Rial, all the guys coming out there and voicing their support and their love for this amazing series. So, anyway, also, guys, I'm wondering, I saw Avengers Endgame yesterday. My review is already up on the channel if any of you guys are curious about that. So, anyway, guys, let's get into it. So we start this episode off. We got Goku still facing out against Brienne. They're going at it. We actually see some of the other Supreme Kais of the Supreme Kais. Yeah, or the destroyers of the other universe that didn't end up having to get involved in the tournament because their power levels they're the highest ones. Like I think it was like Universe 5, that weird fish dude, and I'm going to call this dude Tails. I'll call the other guy Tails because he has multiple tails and he looks like Tails. And so they're all watching, and actually one of them talks about how, oh my god, what if we were inside this madness? It's giving me so much hard palpitates, I can't take it, They're going at, and then we see my man, Lord Frieza, man, oh my god. Frieza, man, I swear to god, fucking Frieza, man, like, he is the wild card in this whole goddamn tournament. Like, well, I guess it's time for me to find a new playmate. Time for me to have some fun. And so we then get to Goku, he's facing off against this robot dude, takes care of him. And so then we get to see his new challenger. The dude's name is slipping my mind at the current moment, but it's a dude we saw from Universe 2 that also has the ability of using instant transmission. And man, does this man abuse the shit abuse the fuck out of it. He keeps like, he's trying to face Gohan, but Gohan is really strong guy, which was kind of weird because of course Goku has instant transmission. And I'm sure Gohan has had a fair share of sparring session with him. Granted, Goku isn't constantly using it every 5 seconds. He relies. The only times, correct me if I'm wrong, Goku's actually never used instant transmission in straight up in a fight, other than the basic teleportation ability that all DBZ characters have. The only times we have seen him use instant transmission in fights is just to get out of them, like what happened in the Broly movie, transporting Cell to King Kai's clan in the Cell saga. That's about it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I don't recall Goku ever using instant transmission when he's in the middle of a fight, other than when he has to get out of there. But this dude's just like teleporting everywhere, constantly Gohan's blind side. Gohan cannot take this guy, which I was like, because I started sweating a little bit. I was gripping my chair a little tight. I was like, oh shit, is Gohan gonna get eliminated? Fuck, come on, man, don't have my man go out like this, man. Come on. And then Lord Frieza shows up. He's like, oh, Gohan, why are you struggling so much against this dude? Are you are just? I guess you do not inherit any of your father's abilities. Is he as disappointed in you as I am? And I was like, ooh, with that line, Gohan's like, the fuck did you just say? I'm like, oh shit, we about to see Gohan go and beat the shit out of Frieza. And Breers is like, whoo! Alright, now Frieza, help Goku Jr. out and get rid of this guy. And so Krillin is like, tells Beerus, it's like, hey, you can't really trust Frieza because the dude's always having a nefarious plan, always something in his back pocket, and if he ends up being a demon, I'm assuming that whoever gets the now from this episode, it looks like that whoever ends up being the MVP of the tournament ends up as the one that's going to get the Super Dragon Ball wish. So if it ends up being Frieza, they might do something where he could get rid of Beerus, so that he is, because we know that he wants to become the ruler of the cosmos, and get rid of Beerus and all the other destroyers and anyone else who gets in his way of doing that. And there's really and we all expect that Frieza might end up just turning on Gohan anyway, because of course it's fucking Frieza. And so when Krillin started pointing this out, I was like, oh shit. I started sweating again. I was like, oh fuck me. And so of course, just like Frieza, because he's Frieza, ends up just leaving Gohan, sits on the sideline. He's like, he's all yours, Gohan, and do please make a good show before I take care of him. And so Gohan's like, figures. And so they get in their fight stance, and you got the other dude be like, oh, abandoning your friend? My, like, this dude got the biggest shitting grin on his face right now. So him and Gohan go right back at it. Gohan is still getting his ass kicked. I'm just like, fuck, come on, Gohan, think of something, man. And also hit him with a series of Kai blasts. But where he says, it was an honor to defeat you. If that were different, I would have taught you this technique. And at this point, I realized, wait a minute. Why hasn't Gohan been using his ultimate form against this guy? Like, why has he gone into his ultimate form? It literally just hit me then accident Frieza hit the dude's Kai blast with another one with him on his guys. He's like, what the? Oh, I'm sorry, my finger must have slipped. He's like, I thought you were gonna get involved. Yes, but then I got bored and had a change of heart. He's like, oh, fine, I'll take you out first. It's a transmission. He goes behind Frieza. Frieza hits him with his tail, and he's like, what the? Goes into the air. Frieza's behind him. He's like, there is really nothing to your attack. All you do is just use instant transmission. So after that, Frieza just beats the shit out of this guy, grabs him by the neck with his tail, hits him with a Kai blast, point blank range. Everyone's like, oh my god, he killed the poor boy. Yo, excuse me. Oh. Everyone was like, oh shit, Frieza killed him. He's like, killed him? Do you really think I would make such a foolish mistake? And so he's like, don't worry. And then he puts his foot on his tail, on his head. He's like, don't worry, I avoid anything immediately vital. Although I can't be tell what happens outside of the ring. Which, that one makes me say that the spots where Frieza did hit will end up killing him later on, like maybe around the end of the tournament, he ends up dying from his wounds, maybe? Because Universe 2 doesn't have sensory beams like Universe 7 does, and I doubt Krillin's just gonna start handing them out, So maybe Frieza just said that just in case he ends up dying from the wounds, or maybe Frieza did hit him in points that were not immediately vowed that we're gonna kill him instantly, but maybe more of a slow burn, maybe something like that. I don't know. Could be that, or maybe I'm just looking too deep into this. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, Gohan is like, what is your problem, Frieza? I'm like, Gohan, do you even need to ask this question, man? You know how Frieza works. You were right there with him, and you were right there with Goku and everyone during the Frieza saga. So then Frost shows up. He's like, my, it is such a pleasure watching you. And then we find out that, of course, that when we saw around the beginning of Tournament Power, that indeed Frost and Frieza are indeed working together. Champa's like, oh yeah, go Frieza! Because, of course, this is because the 7 universes in fight, that means one that's less problems for Universe 6, So Champa's cheering off Frieza because their attack is to take care of Gohan. And so they're like, oh please, and then Frieza's like, oh you're first, Frost. He's like, oh no, please, you first, Frieza. He's like, okay. And so then Frieza goes after him, and then we see it close, and we close up on both Goku and not Goku, Gohan and Frieza's eyes, and Frieza also has a smirk on. They'll come back later. So then they start fighting. Gohan finally uses his ultimate form. And so they keep going. Frieza ends up going into his golden form. At this point, I was like, shit! Fuck, it's all over! It's all over! No! And so Frieza beats the shit out. Gohan hits him with like a leg sweep to the back of the neck. And Gohan's on the floor. Frieza goes back to his base form. Frost is like, my. And actually, while they were fighting, Frost actually had like a little bit like one of those finger blastings already prepared, because that's what they can like if you plan on double cross me, so he can instantly just shoot at Frieza if he ends up planning on double crossing him. So they go, and then so they're back at it, and then Frost and Frieza are talking, and he's like my. And Frost is obviously likes to look. He's like, wow, what is that form? Of course, to go in Frieza form. And Frieza's like, oh, with a little bit of practice, you too can reach this form. He's like, you really think so? Well, maybe not golden, but you should be able to do this. And then he goes into like that buff or enhanced final form that we saw Frieza did right when he faced off against Goku in the Saiyan Saga. Like a last ditch, he got himself all buff like Vegeta did in like Vegeta and Trunks did in the Cell Saga with that buff Super Saiyan form. And so he says, and then Frost is able to do it, and so then tells him how to do this fight. Just do it fast. Do hit your stride first, because this form goes through energy like crazy. And he says one more thing: never trust anyone ever. He's like, what? And then Frieza eliminates Frost. He hits him with a Kai Blast and sends him fly. Frost is like, wait, what? What happened here? And Charles like, oh come on! And so Beerus is like, okay, phew, so Frieza isn't DNR, and Krill's like, I wouldn't go that far. Just still keep an eye on Frieza, man. Still keep an eye on him. So after that, so Frost's like, you, why? And then Frieza says this. Why would I work together with a second-rate Gillaton like you? Now, like I said, he said Gillaton or dilettante. So I'm assuming that's the actual official name for the Frieza race is Gillaton. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like that's what the actual why we finally have an official name for the Frieza race, Gillaton. Which if that's the case, oh well, nice. I never thought we would actually get an official name for the Frieza race, but we finally have an official name if that is indeed the official name for the Frieza race. And so Krillin and Goku, Frieza's like, we should work together some more, Gohan. And he's like, whatever. And Gohan, and that's actually, and when they were fighting, they were only pretending to brawl because Gohan noticed immediately that he was pulling his punches. So then Gohan just played along with it, went to his own form, and that was that. So yeah, it's about the end of the episode. We end the episode off with Brienne and Goku still going at it. And yeah, that's about the end of the episode. This actually ended up being a lot shorter review. I don't even remember the last time I did a review that was this short. Anyway, so next week, it's a 1 hour special. Goku versus Jiren. But it looks like we might not actually end up getting the whole 1 hour long special, because from what I saw from the Toonami Twitter accounts I follow on Twitter, none of them have straight up said, oh yeah, we're going to get both episode 9 and 10 back to back, 1 hour special just like in Japan. It looks like we're just going to get episode 9 this next week and then episode 10 the next week. Which, if that's the case, kind of sucks, because I was hoping we would get both of those and get the whole back-to-back 1 hour special, because I know apparently when this aired on Crunchyroll, there was a minute of missing footage that was in the Funimation version of the 1 hour special. So hopefully, if it is indeed split into 2 episodes, and it's not just back-to-back, hopefully whatever that minute footage that was missing from the Crunchyroll version is indeed going to be put into isn't going to be missing when it airs on Toonami. That's at least what I'm hoping anyway. So yeah. course, I'm going to be doing an episode react to both episodes still. I'm so excited for Goku vs. Jiren, episode 109. I don't know which episode's Goku vs. Jiren is, if it's at 9 or 10, but I'm going to react to both anyway, and I'm hyped. Goku vs. Jiren, man. Ultra Instincts is finally here, man. Anyway. So overall, I give this week's episode an 8 out of 10, guys. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Flugger. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
She's too bad.